The heaviest burdens are never the ones others can see you carrying. Everyone in the pond called Tad strong, and he was. That was the cruelest part of it. He was genuinely, visibly, undeniably strong. The first to show up when another frog needed help. The last to leave when something hard needed doing. The one the pond turned to when the storm came. Because Tad would know what to do. Tad always knew what to do. He had been that frog for so long that nobody, not a single creature in the entire pond, thought to ask him the one question that would have changed everything. Are you all right? Not as a greeting, not as the kind of question you ask while already swimming away, as a real question, with real stillness behind it. Nobody asked, because strong frogs don't need that question. Everyone knew that. The war had started 3 years ago, not with a single event, not with a loss dramatic enough to explain itself, just a slow, accumulating weight that arrived in pieces too small to name individually but together, quietly, patiently, without announcement, became something Tad could barely carry by morning. The kind of weight that does not show on the outside. He had mastered that part. Years of being the strong one had given him a particular skill, the ability to arrange his face into something that said, "I am fine," so convincingly that even he sometimes forgot it wasn't true. He would wake before dawn feeling like he had not slept at all, would sit at the edge of the pond in the dark and breathe in the slow, deliberate way of someone managing something. Then the sun would rise, the pond would wake, and Tad would become, like flipping a stone to its cleaner side, the frog everyone recognized. Capable, steady, present, strong. The thing about being the strong frog is that it becomes a contract. Nobody writes it, nobody signs it. It simply forms over years of showing up reliably. And once it exists, breaking it feels like a betrayal of everyone who built their sense of safety around you. So you don't break it. You carry more instead, and then more. And you tell yourself that this is just who you are, that you were built for this weight, that other frogs have real problems and yours are just, what? Tiredness? Doubt? The quiet, creeping feeling that you have been so busy holding the pond together that you have forgotten what it feels like to simply float? That is not a real problem. Strong frogs don't have real problems. Strong frogs have responsibilities. The morning it cracked was ordinary in every way. A young frog came to Tad with a problem, a small one, the kind Tad had solved 100 times. And Tad sat with him and listened and gave him exactly the right words in exactly the right order. The young frog left feeling lighter, and Tad sat alone and felt something move through him that he did not immediately recognize. It took him a long moment to name it: envy. He was envious of the young frog, not of anything he had, not of his youth or his lightness or his simple problem with its simple solution. He was envious of the fact that the young frog had someone to go to, that when the weight became too much, there was a place to put it, a frog to sit with, a corner of the pond that said, "Bring it here, you don't have to carry it alone." Tad had spent 3 years making himself that place for everyone else, and had never once built it for himself. Because here is the thing nobody tells you about being the strong one. Strength, performed long enough without relief, stops being a quality and starts being a cage. You build it around yourself so completely, so convincingly, that eventually even the frogs who love you most cannot find the door. Not because they don't care, because you never showed them where it was. You taught everyone around you that you were the one who held things together, and they believed you, because you were so good at it. Because every time the cracks appeared, you sealed them before anyone could see. And slowly, without deciding to, without realizing it, you became completely, perfectly, unreachably alone inside a pond full of frogs who needed you. Tad sat at that edge for a long time, and then did something he had not done in 3 years. He found the one frog he trusted most, sat down across from him, And when the frog asked the usual greeting, "How are you?" Tad did not flip the stone to its cleaner side. He just told the truth. Not all of it, not cleanly, not with the right words in the right order, just honestly. And the frog on the other side did not look alarmed, did not look burdened, did not look at Tad any differently than he had a moment before. He just moved closer and said, "I wondered when you were going to say something." The pond had always seen Tad's strength. That morning, for the first time, Tad let someone see the rest of him. And the rest of him, it turned out, was not weakness. It was just the part that had been waiting the longest to be seen. His name was Tad. And the bravest thing he ever did had nothing to do with the storm. Stay with us. The pond has more stories to tell.